this isn't the only story. Nikhil, there are so many examples. And I want to make it clear, here on India Today, nobody is denigrating cricketers and the amazing way in which cricket is administered and how cricketers are treated in this country. That should be a template for all sports, hopefully, at some point of time. But with Sunil Chhetri a few days ago, Nikhil, with this young kabaddi team in Saharanpur, scores of other examples of para-athletes and others in just the recent past, there is a problem, Nikhil.
Well, Shiv, there is a problem. Actually, the visuals that you're showing right now, they do highlight the problem. But I think the bigger thing that really highlights the problem, and you've shown that example on air, is you hear a woman coach who's there at the venue, and what does she do? She comes out and defends the officer by saying that, you know what, this was the food that was left over, this was the additional food. The visuals are there for everyone to see. If that was leftover food, as is being said from the other side, that this was that leftover food and it wasn't meant for the athletes. The visuals are clear. You could see the athletes there, the young kabaddi players being served that food. But what does the coach do? She's a woman, she is a coach, she comes out and defends the officer. And I think that actually highlights what the problem is with the Indian sporting system, Shiv, because at the end of the day, you are at the mercy of administrators. You cannot move ahead in sport, and that's not just at this junior level. Even if you were to look at the national level, that's the problem that exists. Because there is a hierarchy that we've said, that is why you have the governor of Bengal pushing aside the captain of the Indian team. Because there's a hierarchy that we've said, whether it's at the junior level, at the senior level, where the sports person is the lowest common denominator. That's the problem with Indian sport. I often hear this argument that, you know what, we're a country of 1.3 crore people, why can't we be the best team at the Olympic Games? We can't be because we do not have a sporting culture. How many parents that would have seen these visuals of these young girls being serve food in a male toilet would want their kids to become sports people? That is exactly the scenario in India, where you do not have parents wanting their kids to play sport. I'll tell you, Shiv, anyone who's played sport in this country at a district level, at a junior level, whatever sport that might be, I'd include even cricket at that, they've had to go through this, because they go in train compartments without reserved seats, they have to sleep next to the toilet, they go to hostels where about 20 people have to share one toilet. These are common stories of Indian sport at the grassroots level. Yes, we've got the Khelo India. I know that there are new centers being set up for better infrastructure. All these things are happening, but the root cause still remains, and that's probably why we'll never be a sporting nation. It's incredible and such a sad commentary on how we treat our sports persons that this kind of thing happens. Nikhil, stay with me. Rahul, stay with me. Payal Chaudhary. Very honoured to have Payal Chaudhary, former captain of the Indian national kabaddi team, with us, who I'm going to go to in just a moment. But before that, just to remind all of our viewers once again that what has happened in Saharanpur is not a one-off. It's not a one-off. Sunil Chhetri is not a one-off. Athletes who are not cricketers have been treated like second-class citizens repeatedly. You're seeing the kabaddi story now. You've seen the Sunil Chhetri story pushed aside by the Bengal governor. In 2022, Sivasakti Narayanan, footballer, pushed aside also by the West Bengal sports minister. In that same event. 2021, last year, Vandana, hockey player, family was abused. 2017, Suvarna Raj, para-athlete, forced to sleep on the train floor. 2016, Aditya Mehra, para-athlete, made to remove his prosthetic leg. There is no priority, there is no sense of decency in which some of these people are actually treated. And that has made people very angry. And that's the reason why, as Nikhil said, this particular video of these young kabaddi stars being made to eat food inside a toilet just a few feet away from a row of urinals in Saharanpur has shocked people. And I hope the Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath will take strict action, not just against one or two people, but against any system that makes such a thing actually possible. Nikhil, very quickly, Anurag Thakur, the Sports Minister, has said action will be taken. Will something like this be followed up? Because it's a video that's viral today, will be forgotten tomorrow. Do you think something like this will actually trigger some deeper action? Action would be taken, Shiv. I'm certain of that. Anurag Thakur being a sports person himself, I know that immediate action would be taken. But will it bring about a cultural change? I'm not too sure. Because as you mentioned, there have been previous cases and then, you know, a lot of those cases, yet you keep having these incidents come in again and again. And that's why I go to the core point that you need to have a cultural change, a change in the mindsets of everyone, because it may not be possible for the higher ups. I'm saying, let's say at the central government level, to look at every little tournament that happens. That's why attitudes need to change. I'll give you a quick example. We keep talking about state funding. USA, one of the most successful countries in the world, the maximum funding that they get for their athletes comes from the general public. How many of us participate in organizing sporting events or contribute when it comes to monetary contribution or even voluntary contribution? It's when the general citizenship of the entire country comes together, participates in sporting activities, bring about that culture, only then will you see certain things improve. One-off action being taken against one-off officer will not bring about a big change.
I think that's a really important point that you make. A part of that change lies in all of us as well.